Hi there, welcome to the All Grow Rules. Today we're out and about. We're taking a look at Siam Mall. So here we are at Siam Mall, and we've revisited Siam Mall to take a look at what it's like during lockdown phase 2. Now, as you can see, the car park is absolutely rammed, so I've got a feeling this could be a really busy day. There is one way in and one way out of the shopping centre, and when we get inside, well, what a shock. When you see how busy the car parks are, you're expecting to see loads and loads of people shopping, but it's really not that way. It's really quite empty. The shops are virtually all open, but there's no one in the shops. It's really quite strange. There are, of course, a couple of shops that have elected not to open, but generally speaking, everywhere is open. Everywhere's available for business. Sadly, there seems to be not many people here at all. It's really quite a strange feeling when you struggle to find a car parking space, and then you walk into a shopping centre that's really quite deserted. You have to wonder where all of the people are. I'm kind of suggesting that they may be in the supermarket. We chose to go and take a look at Zara's. Now, Siam Mall is very clothes orientated, and Zara is a prime example. It's one of the largest shops there in Siam Mall, but everywhere you go there is a limit on the amount of people that can actually go into each individual store, and every store you have to sanitize your hands before you enter. As you walk around the store, you can see there's not as much stock out on display as there usually is. I'm presuming this is to help and assist with social distancing. But you know, it really makes the store feel much more open, and this is quite prevalent in a lot of the stores. And because they're operating a strict one in, one out system, the store never gets full. It's quite a pleasure to walk around a store where you're not fighting to take a look at what's on the shelves. Everywhere you go in Siam Mall and in all of the stores, it's compulsory to wear a face mask. I don't think I've seen so many face masks being worn. So we left Zara's and walked back into the centre. And although there are a few people here, it is by no means crowded. And it does not matter where you go in this shopping centre, there are stores that have no people in them. Just the person behind the checkout. But this is definitely going to be the case until tourism returns to Tenerife. So we decided to take a look at the upper level here at Siam Mall, and there is absolutely no difference. It's exactly the same as the downstairs level. Very, very few people, shops all open, but sadly most of the restaurants are closed. There is the odd occasional cafe where you can get a coffee and maybe a snack, but generally speaking the restaurants will probably remain closed until tourism returns. Here again it was important for us to receive the customary dose of hand sanitizer before we entered the shop. And again, very, very few people. However, in this particular shop, I was asked to stop filming, which I duly did. I've never understood why a shop would ask someone to stop filming. Surely it's free advertising for the shop. Or is that just me being a little bit naive? It's really quite strange not to have to fight between people, between rails, between racks to see what you want to look at. One thing that does concern me, however, is all of the changing rooms are closed. There's no way you can try any of the garments on. What this means is if you've chosen the wrong size and you take it home and try it, then you will be bringing it back for a refund. Now, if a garment has left the shop and you take it back for a refund, what happens then? Do they wash the garment? Do they throw the garment? Or do they put it straight back on the rails? Because if that's the case, then it kind of defeats all the hand sanitizer that you use when you enter the shop. So apart from most of the restaurants being closed, it's business as usual. Well, I say business as usual. It's business as usual with certain restrictions, but the restrictions are there in place to try and help maintain safety during this pandemic. So that was it. After a final walk through the centre, we decided to head back to our car. And when we got there, the car park was just as full as when we arrived. So we got in the car and went home. It was an interesting visit to Siam Mall, and it was interesting to see the differences and the changes that have been made to try and protect people and maintain their health and safety. So thank you for joining us on the Old Guy Rules today. I've been Eddie Hastings, and we'll see you the next time. Don't forget, subscribe, like us, share us, hit your notifications, and above all, hashtag be safe and hashtag ride the storm. Bye.